Hello YouTube, it's Carlos the Rook, and I'm bringing you a Blitz game. I recently joined the Russian chess school that's run by Dina. Y'all know Dina more than likely. She's a famous streamer from out of Charlotte Chess Center. And they was doing a 7-day free trial. I'm on day 6, and it's a pretty good school that I like. And one of the features is you get to play Dina in Blitz. She plays her students in Blitz and streams it. So I will do a further review on the school after I've done it at least 30 days. Just tell you how much I like it. So far, I like it. I think it's pretty good. It's a structured course that has a pretty sound chess fundamentals and education. I would say for anybody OTB 1800 and under is very solid. Uh, so let's get into the game I play with Dina. As you see, she's rated 2600. I'm rated 1570. She played at an 88.4% accuracy. I played at 81.7. She had 3 great moves. I had 2, and I had 1 miss. She played at 2400 level. I played at 2300 level. All right, let's start the review. I start off E4. She responds C6, going into a K-Row Khan. I go D4. Here she goes D5, and I go E5. This is all prep. Bishop F5. Now I play the H4 variation. In this variation, there is a trap. If they play E6, you have this bishop here, here, and when bishop drops back, that's a trap. So that's a well-known trap. But the best move in this position is H5. And then the prep goes bishop D3, bishop captures, queen captures, E6, bishop here, and then the queen can go to B6 or you can go bishop E7. In the bishop E7 line, it normally goes like this. And then there's more. In the queen B6 line, the move is knight D2. Then I believe it's C4. C5, C4. Knight here, knight here. And that's the prep in that line. And in both lines, white is slightly better. So that's what I was expecting, one of these different variations. And in each line, there's sub variations and side lines. So this is my main prep, and I was expecting to go into one of these variations against her. But she surprised me with this move C5. I haven't seen this variation before, and it took me completely out of my prep. So here I'm completely on my own. And so my natural instinct was to just take on C5. But I think on like, instead of bishop F5, if we was to back up, instead of bishop F5, C5 is a move, and the prep is here to take. Knight comes here, knight comes here, the bishop comes here, C3, and so I have prep in this variation. So as you can see, this is all book, and I know this move was C5, but I never saw C5 at this point into this game, so I wasn't sure if she knew some theory that I didn't know, or if she played this just to take me out of my prep. So I was completely confused here. So my initial instinct was to take, and the engine says that's the best move. But I was also considering G4. And with G4, the bishop can't go up because it's going to be F3. And then when it goes back, H5, that same trap I showed you earlier. And the idea is just to make the bishop move again and then capture. So that's what I end up playing. And as you see, the engine said that's not the best. It wants me to play D capture C5. And I've already looked up this line on chess base. The best move is knight C6 followed by bishop B5. You pin in the knight. Then either the queen can come here or I think H6 is a move. Queen D7, Queen C7. They're all moves here. So that's how that line goes. That's what the engine wanted. And it gives white a small advantage. But I played G4, which was incorrect. She moves bishop back to d7, and now I capture. She go e6, so now she got a bad bishop, which I thought was good for me. And I go bishop e3, protecting my c5 pawn. She go knight c6. I go knight f3, protecting my e5 pawn. She's hitting at my pawns, showing that I have weaknesses. And now she go queen c7. The engine says that's a mistake. It wants f6. So I guess f6 to break at white center. And black will have a big, strong center. And I go knight c3. And my idea here with knight c3 is I want knight b5, queen d2, cross castle. All these are possible moves. Because my king side, if she try and castle king side, I want to storm her on the king side. So she captures on e5. I capture back. The engine doesn't like that. It wanted me to go knight b5 right away. Queen captures. And now I go queen d4, offering a queen trade. She takes the trade. I take back. And now she goes rook c8, hitting the pawn. She's starting to take the pawn here. So I cross castle. Just getting some king safety. And now she go knight e7. So I make knight b5. And here I thought this was a really, really strong move. The engine says it's the best move in the position. And it brings it back to equal from her having an advantage. And my idea here is knight d6. Check. Forking the king and the rook. And I'm also hitting the a7 pawn. So I thought she couldn't protect all the threats I got at the same time. So I felt like this was a strong position. And she played knight c6, which the computer says is a great move because she meets all the threats. Now, knight d6 is met with bishop captures. And the knight protects on the a7 pawn. So here, the best move in the position is just bishop e3, dropping back. And I didn't play that. I tried to push and get overly aggressive, and that turned out to be an error. So I went knight d6 anyway, and you see, that's the mistake. I had one mistake in the game. It's saying that's my mistake. Bishop captures. C captures back. She captures on d4. I capture back. And now rook c6. The engine doesn't like that. It wants bishop c6 first. Then maybe rook to d8 to pick up the pawn. So I go rook b4. Here I realize the pawn lost. I'm just trying to probe and see if I can create some weaknesses. She go b6, protecting the b pawn. And here I go bishop b5. So you see now I'm down -141. That was an inaccuracy. In this position, you don't want to trade bishops because I'm going to be going down a pawn. So I need to keep the bishops on to have some type of counterplay. Rook captures, bishop captures, king captures. That caught me by surprise. I thought she was going to capture with the rook. But what she's actually doing is centralizing her king. And we head into an endgame. A centralized king is the correct move. So I go after the a7 pawn. She moves it up. And now I go after the f4 pawn. I go to rook f4 in order to probe the f pawn. I'm just probing for weaknesses in her position. And she go f6. So I went king b1 because I felt like she's going to try and double up the rooks on the c file. That was completely wrong. I should have just went c3. And then maybe with the rook h3 and push on the king side. The engine just wants h4. It wants me to push king side right away. But it says I'm completely losing. I'm down this -3.04 black's way. So this is a completely lost position. That's crazy because I'm only down a pawn and it's a completely lost position. She goes rook c8 like I thought. Rook c1 to defend. Now she's pushing the pawns. e5. I drop back. Rook f3. King e6, further centralizing the king. And now I go c3. I want to stop d4 and move my king towards the center so I can have some counterplay. And she comes in with rook c4, hitting the g pawn, swing over to protect, rook f4, increasing the pressure. And I know f3 is really, really passive, but I just didn't see anything else to do. So f3 is what I played. The computer says that's the best move in the position. And now she goes e4, and here I know I'm completely lost because she's creating a passed pawn. If I take, she takes back, and she has a passed pawn on the e file. And if I don't take, she just push e3, and she can't push e3. Oh, but she can take with the rook, and then she gotta go with the rook. She takes with the rook. So hold on. Rook captures, pawn captures, rook goes over. I can pick that pawn up. Push that, take. I take that. Drop here, fade back. So this is what I'm looking at. Here, the engine said just bring the king up. But I was looking at rook captures, pawn captures, rook here, and what do black play? It just wants this. Rook c6, rook captures, rook f3, rook c4, just to move the king back. Oh, rook e3. Ooh, that's brutal. Brutal. Yeah, so that's completely losing. It's just completely losing. So I went ahead and played f captures e4. She captured back. She got a pass pawn. I go to blockade it. She's moving the king up. And here I just go g5, just trying to get some type of break and get my pieces active because my rooks are really, really passive. And passive rooks, I'm just dead in the water. So I want to push and get active rooks. And here I go rook g7, just trying to get behind, check the king, double up on the pawn, and get that passed pawn. And she makes a good move, rook e6, blocking it so I don't get the check. So I move my king up. My idea is just to get the king active. She goes f5. I go c4. She go f4. She's just going to push those pawns on me. And here I go rook g5 check. And she makes a mistake. You see the bar drops, jump up like that? King d4 is a huge mistake. And here my spidey senses went off through the roof. And I thought I had a checkmate. I thought rook d5 was the mate. And I played it instantly. Rook d5. You see that gives me a great move. And she played king captures c4. It's the only move in the position. And now my rook's hanging. So here I'm trying to figure out what do I play. I was down to 1 minute and 18 seconds. We playing 5 minutes with 5-second increment. And I took a second to think. I'm trying to see, there's no way to move the rook. If that pawn would have been protected, that would have been an outright checkmate. So if I would have took a move to protect, but even then, I did not see the move. The move is rook d1. And the threat is rook d4 checkmate. And so they're saying the best move is rook ed1. King b1, escaping the check. And then in order to stop this rook d4 checkmate, you have to go here, rook h1, b3 is the move, checking the king. So I'm looking at king b3. Then you just take the rook. And you're up a rook, and I would have had a winning position. I would have been just up a rook. Even though she still got these two connected pawns, I still could swing back here No, that's not even a big deal because the rook is just gonna eat these, double up the rooks, and these pawns don't get in. But what I want to see is b3 check. What about king c3? Oh, it's mate 8. It's still rook captures h1. What's the best move for black here? Hold on, let me go to the analysis. It say b5 is best. b5, rook c1 check, king b4, rook on c to c5. Oh, hold on, that's wrong. Rook on c to c5. King a3. Rook captures b5. Rook a6. Rook d4. a4. Rook on b to b4. e3. And it's just check. Mate. So that was the mate. So I missed it. I absolutely missed it. I had a winning position against Dina, a women's grandmaster, and I completely missed it. So instead of rook to d1, I went rook f5, and now I'm completely losing. She checked, I fall back, and the pawns just go marching. There's nothing I can do, and here I resign. So it was absolutely fun playing a big name streamer like this, and I absolutely loved it. And I think I performed really well for my first time playing someone on this stature. And I look forward to playing again and hopefully getting a winning position and converting it. I I absolutely know why they say how to win a winning game is a thing in chess. Because just because you have a winning position don't mean you can always win. So thank you everybody for watching the stream. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tell your friends and family, and let's grow the channel. Have a nice day. Bye.